Well, I'm here for the final video to myself, but you're not supposed to know that when it's the final video. I'm using a Body Armor energy drink, empty bottle. I drank the Body Armor energy drink already, and this is the empty bottle. It had a label on the outside that I could cut off with the scissors, and it left the bottle like this. For all those houses out there on YouTube showing me your purchase power on the YouTube video shorts that I watch. I like the YouTube video shorts, but I would like it more if I liked where I live and I have everything, because I found it. Wow, me and my God, we found it. No, I find it on YouTube video shorts. You and my God found it. It's your God to you that way. You're hysterical that way. I am God deceased. This is a dreamsicle. It's strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper. Different. I don't usually have that, so I like it. And strawberry milk. I want all the bubbles in here, and I want it marbly, but it's already mixed. Eliana Bodner, house in North Shore East, off of Ferry Chasm in Milwaukee County, state of Wisconsin. Your house is on the market at all times. I don't have the key. I can't get in there. For all the people who want the house, you locked me out, and you locked a lot of people out who want the house. So, Eliana Bodner, if you don't give the house to myself, and then you do population control of everyone who wants the house, you tell them, it's Becky's house, you can't stay here, you have to leave. And if they tell you that it's not your house and you have to leave, You did leave a big problem for myself that I can't fight off all of your problems. But when I left you alone in the house, um, I know there's Dr. Aaron Bodner. I know who that is, but I don't know where he is all the time. And then there's Darren Bodner. I know who he is, but don't know where he is all the time. And I guess, what's Mrs. Bodner's name? I know who she is, but I don't know where she is all the time. So I know Ellie can be in that house, but what about that I used to be a guest there and I've been in the neighborhood for other reasons? Brent Arnold wants to know if Eliana Bodner's going to do anything about that I was in the neighborhood to see Brent Arnold's house after seeing Eliana Bodner's house a long time before that. And so who is going to pay for that? So since you pretty much don't know how to be around a problem, I guess you're saying goodbye to yourselves because you can't be in this world unless you have problems. It's not in order that you don't want to have the problems you have and then you leave them to myself. You should fear that I run from you. I do, I can, and I do run from you. And you don't plan for your future, that you have some kind of other way to be in this world other than to make me run from you because I can't handle your problems to yourself, to myself. I am not yourself to everyone. So for Eliana Bodner, she's a girl like I am. Well, I know her at age 8, 9, 10, something like that. So if Eliana Bodner wants to fight with me over her house, kicking and punching and push me down the stairs and stab me with the kitchen knife, she didn't really say that at the size of an 8 or 9 year old or 10-year-old, and Alana Pollock didn't say that either. So when it was so nice at that age, she didn't make it firm that I have a bedroom in her house and any kind of food in the kitchen, I can have it all. And if she wants to play jacks in the utility room near the staircase, I would go in there and play jacks with her again anytime. But she needs to be outside the house and I'm inside the house. Well, then she needs to tell some of those occupants that it's Becky's house now, so that when I grow up, I don't have the people want to kick Becky and punch Becky and push her down the stairs and stab her with a kitchen knife and also back over her with a car that's parking in the garage, because you're just sure that you're not going to burn for those threats because there's nothing wrong with you exteriorly, situated. No, you're very nice, good people. You're not angry about yourself because you don't really have a problem to yourself. Yeah, but I want to give you the problems that you don't have. I would like to, but I don't look like this if I want to give you the problems you don't have. I don't afford to be a castration feminine, if you will. I don't afford to be castrated feminine while you're mutilating my genitals in alive. That means you say no to me, you take everything that's mine to myself, and you tell me that, my God, I need to find, to work, to get a job and work, to pay for my God and myself to be together. Like we're gay. Yeah. So, you've been mutilating my genitals right in my face by doing crime right on the property. And I don't really see the point, because that's what Donna did when she told me to get out and go find something I need elsewhere. That's what all of you, well, your interest is so exorbitant. If we start with Eliana Bodner house, Donna and Mom dropped me off there at the house as the driver, and she wants me to just play with Ellie and be friends. That's camp. We would do that at camp. I would not do that at that house. Well, let's say Donna Mom has this mind. She eats food and she thinks everything is hers to herself, and she thinks everyone in the world is going to burn me and leave me with nothing. I realize that, but she did drive the car to Eliana Bodner's house, and that was against myself. She did it against myself. What are you going to do, Eliana Bodner? You're going to lock me out of the house? It was locked to me when I didn't know you were in there. How are you going to pay for Donna is the driver? You're going to sell me to Charles Toe, who's threatening to stab me with a kitchen knife, push me down the stairs, push me off the sidewalk into traffic. Why? Because I'm not cooking for him. I did not cook for Charles Toe, and he ate every day, and he watched me eat every day. Who's going to pay for all the threats? And he's a kung fu kicking and punching kung fu problem. Eliana Bodner, you can't say my mom didn't drive me to your house when I was about, 8 years old in size, and not really in a threatening position to be kicking and punching somebody with myself. Eliana Bodner, you are not myself at the size of age 8. And you don't have it paid for that my mom was the driver. Ellie changed her name. She's Eliana, but you can call her Ellie, E-L-I, and then she changed her name to E-L-L-I-E, and then she gave herself a middle name, Joy, J-O-Y, Joy. Eliana Joy Bodner. Ellie, Ellie, L-E-E-L-I, L-E-E-L-L-I-E, Eliana, Joy, and Bodner. And then I didn't hear from her after that. Do you need another name like Becky? You want the name Becky, Ellie? Is your name Becky Bodner? Well, Mom named me Becky. You want the name Becky? What do I get for it? If I loan you my name Becky, what do I get for it? Do I get a room in your house? No. Okay, you're 8 years old. How much heat is there in the mind and body that you're not going to give me a room in your house? Like a bed, and it's nice, everything clean. I just want to say nice and clean because I'm going to show you where I am right now. Well, I would be willing to have a friend like Ellie if it was nice and clean, because I don't want to live like this. Ellie, are you 8 years old and you're cleaner than this? Cleaner than this, right? Ellie, you do ballet. Does she do gymnastics? Ellie does gymnastics. I did gymnastics too. Joel wants to know what you can do as a gymnast for Becky, because Joellen turned out to be really angry. But Ellie Bodner, are you really angry? You want me to loan you the name Becky so you can be really, really nice to me? Or are you all, because you all look so different, but when you embezzle the property, well, Ellie was like 8 years old and embezzled a house and some cars, and her dad figured Dr. Bodner don't know where he was, but if he's not in the house, that's great. I could see him at camp in the infirmary, which I don't really want to need to be there. So, Ellie, what is your happy level at age 8? Because you stole so much property. There's another Ellie, and she might be named after you. Her name is Ellie Gonzalez. And she doesn't afford your house if her name is Ellie and she's a shunt. She doesn't say that. She says she has a birthday, but still, I think you might be older than her. Yeah, so there's another Ellie. Yeah, and she doesn't have as nice of a house as you do, Ellie Bodner. You have a nicer house. And you're 8 years old and you're just so nice and happy and you like ballet and you like gymnastics at camp and you like, don't know what else. You eat at camp, right? Right. So what are you going to do for Becky that it's still 8 years old and it's not that hot in the temper? Yeah. Now I'm shouted. Yes, I've been shouted for 15 years that Eliana Bodner does not understand how to be around somebody who is early in life and I'm still eating something about where I was born. Now I'm trespassing and it's dangerous and I'm angry. But Ellie is not an 8-year-old who could have been trespassing and be dangerous and be angry to somebody else. And she just, I don't know, happied off. Can anyone afford that Ellie was happy? Okay, let's say you do because you don't agree with anything I say. You just suck it all, right? Suck it, office. Suck it, office, right? Because that way you don't have the fights here. You don't fight over someone who doesn't agree with you because you're surrounded by people not in prejudice to fight. Because you're in public and you're not due to fight in public. Unless you're weighed in at a fight in an arena, but I think that's illegal. If you're weighed in for a fight, why don't you just weigh in and then go to jail and fight in jail? You need to fight for a death. You don't want to fight for a belt that doesn't fit around your waist. I have a fighter of choice. Yes, Tony Jaa. Jaa. Charles Toe found him and showed him to me in videos, like movies. I don't like Charles Toe's threatening me that he knows Kung Fu, but he showed me Tony Jaa and I said, yes. The Protector. Yeah, Tony Jaa in The Protector. But the first movie that I know well is ONG space BAK. Okay, the Buddha's head came off. Yeah. Ong Bak, the Buddha's head came off. So, Tony Jaa's fighting is on the point of He was attacked in the movies. Okay, I don't want to say more because it's a movie. Anyone can watch it. If you can't see it, you can see it on YouTube. But if you don't, what's it about? Maybe I shouldn't say because you can't see it. You can't. But that is my fighter of choice for this world. And if I could have the form of what his form of fighting, if I could have that as being in order, not like educated, but so could I fight like that on the point of you making me angry? I don't have a point myself. I have been in all the heated anger with myself. Yes, you don't like who I am and this and that, but I don't have a point. I can't fight with you in public because I just can't. I'm a tennis player and you won't even let me play tennis. You still want a one-way fight against myself and get everything and go away with it. And I actually can't stop you because there's more than one of you at a time and more than one of you ever. If it was just one person ever, I suppose it would be Donna. Yeah, but she's in my house and she's occupying everything. She made the whole world. I don't have a point to fight with you because Donna made the whole world. Yeah. But if I could be like one of you, it would be like Tony Jaa if I could kill the whole world. But I have to be on the point that you don't know what's mine to myself, and that's not necessarily you coming at me, bro, like what they do in the movie with Tony Jaa. They go at him, they come at him, and he fights not self-defense, but he's not really do elsewheres. Yeah, he fights where he is and he's not do elsewheres, and that's what he looks like. That's what he is. It's his composition or constitution. And I don't feel that way about myself. I'm not do elsewheres, but I would be angry and I would attack one person on one point if it was one ever. But then you have to go away and you have to be that you don't multiply yourself's disasters. Like this. Mom thinks my house is not mine to myself. Then dad comes in the house. He thinks the house is not mine to myself. Then Steve comes in the house. He thinks the house is not mine to myself. And he named his middle name Howard, last name Moser. And he all three ways doesn't think the house is mine to myself. Then there's Cheryl. Oh, well, Cheryl's earlier. Cheryl's in the house, in and out of the house, and she thinks it's not mine to myself. And then Mitch comes in the house and he thinks it's not mine to myself. And everybody's threatening, what? You're going to empty out the house or tell me I can take the school bus? So you're all very good because I go on the school bus. The school bus is watching that you're all really good in my house and you didn't trash the house. The school bus was watching that you didn't trash the house because now I'm not in Wisconsin anymore. And I would not drive a school bus. I'm old enough to drive a school bus, and I would not drive a school bus. Would that not be effective? Were you just hostage the size of myself? Because I didn't make myself that small. Well, then you're hostage somebody who's not alive, which would be what we call Jesus. The darn genital is deceased by myself. And that's how I was small. And as I was growing my height, the darn genital did not come alive again. Nobody has a darn genital and alive no matter which way you look at it. Yeah, I grew my height to reflect the death that you are, and you don't want to feed it. You think that I grew this big just for my own experience in the world, and I am none higher than he deceased right here. I am deceased in the threatening that you would think that way for any kind of appearance or reflection by myself. I think it's known elsewhere is that you are just not able to pay the debt you are, and you are not, you just continue to do crime. I don't actually know what to say. I am recording worst case scenario to myself so that I have it all and I don't have any questions in the afterlife. But I find that you are in contempt of myself. And when you have the chance, you don't save yourself. Well, you can save yourself. Well, let's say, okay, while Donna and Mom is in my house, and she thinks the reason that she stays in the house is because it's hers to herself and it's not mine to myself, to herself. That's why she stays there. So she doesn't object to what that is at all. Because God didn't put you there to teach me a lesson. How can you teach somebody else a lesson when you are yourself in genitals? You're not the creator of yourself in genitals. Well, you have to pay something out to the creation of yourself in genitals. Or you're going to spend your own genitals like money and make some other people in genitals while you're still alive. And when you die, you don't alive again because you made other people you didn't know. That means it wasn't your money to be in your own genitals anyway. So, Mom had a tennis racket. She's Donna to you, she's Mom to me. Mom had a tennis racket and she played some tennis with a uniform. So, does she still think that my house is not mine to myself? And she went out to play tennis with a uniform. So, let's say Mom's in the afterlife and Superior Founder, and everyone on her tennis team with the uniform that she was wearing, they all have the same uniform with their names on it, like different names. And then, so Rhea has one, RHEA, she has one. Mrs. Altman, I think she had a uniform, but she's not really a tennis player, so that's what's wrong with that. Who else is on the team? Because it's Rhea Cohen, it's Donna Moser, it's... I can't, let me think now. I learned how to swim in the swimming pool around where Mom was playing tennis, and I drowned in the pool. Margie Stein? That might be off subject there. She's not very tall. Okay. So, Mom's tennis team and the Superior Founder line up. How many players is that? I don't know. Estimate 10 people or more. It could be more. So, if they're all in the afterlife, let's say nobody's speaking. Let's say God is speaking and saying, "You're all the tennis players. I just want you to know that when Donna was playing tennis, you're supposed to know that's Becky's house. And when Donna told everyone on the tennis team, Becky is adopted, everybody on the tennis team is supposed to know that's Becky's house. That's why Donna's there." What happened? Donna locked me out of my house in the year 2000. Forever. She tricked me out of my house. So what's the tennis for? For her to stay in my house? But to her, she's not really in my house. My house doesn't have a tennis court. No. Rhea Cohen, you're the hot topic. Cohen Cohen. She doesn't have a dong genital, and she can't have the last name Cohen. And she was on the tennis team. What for? Because she has to tell Donna that's Becky's house, and then she can die out of her last name Cohen. So how do you get Donna to listen to her? You don't have what it takes to speak about whose house it is, but why? You're hiding a lot of crime. I realize that, but it's a lie that I'm aliving my house. You have to state the order. It's a lie that it's my house. Do you know that the tennis ball is yellow? It says pen on it. It bounces. You have a tennis racket. It's called a racket. You do something called racketeering. State the order. It's a lie that that's Becky's house. That's Becky right there. You have to state the order like you say the tennis ball is yellow. And it bounces. And it's Becky's house. And that's Becky right there. Joel Cohen, I will see you in Superior Founder. With Mom, because she loves something about me, but there's something wrong with her money. She can't love me because I left her with everything I needed for myself and gave her a false sense of self-esteem. Because she's not going to love it when she loses it. And I'm not going to burn her so that she doesn't love me after she loses everything, because it was a lie that it was mine to myself to heaven. I'm not really testing you. There's a debt. You have some kind of debt about you. That's not a test. You have to get yourself out of the debt that you are. And you have to be homeless on all the points that you don't consume something that's not yours. So the argument is Donna should not be driving a car to the tennis courts because maybe she'll never really see anything about my house over at the tennis courts, but she stole it already. How are you going to pay for that? She stole a car. You're just going to say I'm innocent, I didn't give her the key fit? You're consuming that you were there. Joel Cohen was consuming that she's a tennis player. So, God of Noah Ricken, why can't I shop the problems? Because I can't afford to know Noah Ricken is a problem to my tennis racket when I don't have a tennis racket without Mom's whole tennis team. And they're all people who are trying to tell Donna, that's Becky, give her 50 cents for a can of soda. She just did. Yeah, no, Ricken never gave me 50 cents for a can of soda I could drink. I got it myself out of the vending machine. That means I could pick what I wanted, and I could drink it over at the tennis courts where Mom was playing. But Noah Ricken, he's some kind of debt having to do with he wants to eat a pizza. I don't afford that kind of debt from God. Can I shop the problems from God? Which ones I think I can afford? That doesn't speak English. I'm not really Hispanic trying to panic the God of myself. Did you panic about Noah Ricken? I would panic if I were God in heaven saying, yeah, Becky's not used to having that kind of problem. No, she can't handle it because the question is about Becky's adoption. It's not really paid for yet. You can't really sell my adoption to a boyfriend. You can't because it's a debt. Did you run out of money in heaven? Did you realize that I'm not adopted?